Hi everybody, AstroTarotJohn here, and this is the Queen of Cups from the Hudis Tarot for Thursday, February 5th, 2026. The Queen of Cups is our water queen. Water in the tarot is emotion, so she deals with our emotional body, our intuitive and spiritual self, and the queens for me are guides of our internal self. They help us figure out internally what we need to do, and of course our internal selves motivate our external selves, and vice versa. So the queens are very important, and they are equal to the kings in every way. So what does this queen have to tell us today? Well, the first thing this queen has to tell us is to put ourselves in other people's shoes on an emotional level. One of the things that often happened to me in the workplace was I would be working for someone who really didn't understand what it felt like to work for them. These bosses that I had sometimes would treat me and other people really badly emotionally. They didn't realize what kind of emotional damage they were doing to people. And it was really detrimental, not just to me personally, but to everyone in the work unit around them. And so I would say to you, one of the messages of the Queen of Cups is to remember that as you have an emotional impact on other people, remember what that impact is. And they feel it. So be very, very aware of that today. Be aware of what your emotional impact is on others around you. The second piece of advice I have for you is to listen to your intuitive self. Now, a lot of people ask me about when I do tarot readings, can anyone be a tarot reader? And the answer is yes. But it starts from the fact that the tarot is just a tool. Everyone can be intuitive. The question is, are you prepared to develop your intuitive self? And a lot of people say, yes, I'd like to do that. We are all intuitive beings, folks. Again, the question is, are we prepared to be intuitive? And how do we start by being intuitive? We pay attention to things that we believe are going to happen. We write them down. We have a dream journal by our bed, for example, when we have dreams, and we just kind of figure out, and we're all individuals in that way, we figure out what things might happen, and we take note of it. And the more we start taking note of these things, the more the universe guides us to that information. So the Queen of Cups nudges us toward being more and more intuitive. If you think something's going to happen, folks, likely it will. Now, don't just also remember that things change. So if you think something's going to happen and it doesn't, that doesn't mean you were wrong. In that moment, you were likely right. So the Queen of Cups asks us to listen to our intuition more. Finally, this is a good time for a spiritual check-in. Where are you spiritually? That's a great question for all of us to answer. And it's one that requires an answer that's more complicated than just, well, here I am. Not an easy question to answer for us sometimes, folks. And I use spirituality and religion differently. Spirituality is really what's here. Religion is what we do on the outside. So please understand what I'm trying to get at. Really, spirituality, our spiritual path, is something that is important to us personally, and it allows for our own growth and development. So what I'd like you to think about with the Queen of Cups today is maybe one area spiritually where you'd like to grow in the next couple of weeks, the next month, the next year, and focus on what you can do in your day-to-day life to make that happen. One of the things that I enjoyed doing in the workplace was using passwords that were very positive and powerful. Since I had to use my password often to unlock my machines at work, I would use a mantra, or I would use something really positive because it was something I had to type all the time. And that was just a small spiritual thing that could give me some comfort and help me grow spiritually when I was in the workplace. In any case, those are 3 keys to working with the Queen of Cups today. My name is AstroTarotJohn. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you across my table soon, whether virtually or in person.